Hello and welcome to your twin flame reading for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine and the current union energy going on between you and your twin flame. Today for you I have 3 cards and one on either side for the DM and the DF from the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue, and then the middle union card is from Notes from the Universe on Abundance by Mike Dooley. And today, I guess tomorrow by the time this is up, or late night, whatever time it is for you viewing this. Anyways, Pluto is going direct or has gone direct. And so, yeah, just look for that kind of energy around a revolution in your deepest feelings, like being able to overturn something really deep and really go there, even if it's uncomfortable at first, and heal through it and actually really reap the benefits of that. But you do have to go there, of course, first, and be willing to look at the heavy feelings, so to speak. And it's also a transpersonal planet, so there's themes around society as well, kind of doing that on a bigger level too. And so it could also mean that you might enjoy healing with a friend, right? Or of course working with a coach, and that's always the truth, but society can be we're all healing as one, but it can also look like you just sharing with one other person or with a few other people. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the cards though. And we're going to look at the Divine Masculine first, but stick around for the whole reading if you want the whole picture and not just the Divine Masculine. Because if you're just going after what he's thinking and feeling and leaving for the rest, and you're the Divine Feminine and leaving yourself out, well then what have you really done for yourself, right? And so, his card is the Knight of Fire. Passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. This card is really speaking to presence. So being more present, and the Divine Feminine can hold space too for the Divine Masculine to just really be in the now, and to do that in a way that feels good. If you're the Divine Feminine, don't take from yourself to try to make someone else, in this case your twin flame, feel good, but just note that this is the card that is for the Divine Masculine right now. And if you're the Divine Masculine, this is just a reminder to be present. And it's not to, shock you, or something crazy is gonna rock your boat. It really is more hey, just that things also might be moving a little bit fast in one area too. So it's really just gonna help you to stay present there. And it is a good exercise in thinking things through carefully when things do happen a little bit kind of quicker, with some of that fire energy behind it. Because then it's an opportunity to really sharpen your focus, sharpen your mind. So that's really cool benefit of the energy behind this card. And there's some healing to be had here too, with being present with your feelings when things are taking place, things are happening, right? And being present with them happening, you engaging with what's happening. And that feels pretty complete. Of course, this could be something related to your life purpose. I kind of feel like that's likely. And we're going to move on to the Divine Feminine card now. So, Divine Feminine's card is very sort of similar situation going on here on the horses charging ahead, and we have the fire. Again, so victory, good news is on its way, public recognitions or awards. Well, I like this card. I don't know about you, but yeah, this is always good news, right? So it's just safe to receive this. It's safe to work through, like I mentioned in the beginning about Pluto going direct, those feelings, the healing that you're doing, and on the other side of that, there is victory. So just be aware of that. And public recognitions or awards, well, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a trophy, although if you do, that's really cool. But again, being like recognized in society, like just being recognized by another for being great is a recognition. Recognizing yourself sometimes is a big accomplishment in, an area that you weren't able to fully love yourself before. Like, oh, hey, I'm a really good dancer actually, and I fully recognize that about myself. Just for instance, kind of a funny example. And so number 6, so there's something to do with communication there, communicating your value. And so good job, because you're doing that somehow, and you're doing that in your healing too. When you heal and you recognize your own value, you're then able to communicate that and communicate like, hey, I desire to share this value, what I value, with you, and there is healing in that as well. So other people tend to like that, because then they get to value that in themselves too, and value it in you and in the world. Like maybe it's something that for instance, like the other person's not really into dancing, but when you're valuing that in yourself, like they can then value like, cool dance moves more. So another, going off of that funny dance example. And we're going to go on to the middle card now. Just keep on going here. So the middle card's going to be more life purpose oriented. And it says, if it was just about surviving, getting by, and keeping things the way they are, then how would you explain your wild imagination? If it was just about sacrifice, selflessness, and altruism, then how would you explain your burning desires? Okay, that was a little bit throaty there. And if it was just about thinking, reflection, and spiritual stuff, then how would you explain the physical world? Get the picture? Want it all? That's what it's there for. Vroom, vroom, the universe. So yeah, that was kind of, felt like I was reading to like a library of children there for some reason. Like kind of got a little bit really into that card, so I hope you enjoyed that. But you can always pause and read this yourself. But you get the point, and sometimes you really do need that little kid story, and that's kind of what this card is providing. But it's also like your adult self getting this story, and this is actually the promise of what you were hopefully taught at some point in your childhood, if not by your parents, then like at school or somewhere, you were exposed to your own desires, right? And you were exposed to you wanting certain things, and then maybe along the way, like there was some uncertainty there. So this is really inviting you back into that place and to look fully there at what it is you desire, your inner child desires, and also what your adult self, what your mature self desires. And maybe you could even kind of like take a step back and remember as a kid how you envisioned yourself as an adult and what you thought you would really like appreciate and like as an adult, and see just how that feeling feels to you, it just feels very clearing to really give that feeling back to yourself and to fully recognize that it's valid, and to keep going, like this is not the end of the road wherever you are right now. Whether you're like in an amazing, dazzling, house with everything you want, or not, or anything, there's just more, and it's safe to recognize that too. It's safe to desire more good things in your life, and to know that you're just not stuck doing exactly what you're doing. You're gonna keep expanding there, and that's really important for your life purpose, because even if you're doing something you love, if you think that this is going to be it, it can cause the wheel to kind of appear to turn more slowly, like in terms of your performance or success or anything like that. But when you realize that you don't necessarily know what's coming next and what's being delivered to you, but that you're just like on your journey and that you're really enjoying it, and that hey, like, yeah, there is room to expand here. Maybe I don't quite know how that's gonna look, but I agree to that. Like, I agree to more of my good here. And that's also very attractive to your twin flame when you recognize that, because you're just saying yes to your like divine inheritance, essentially. And yes to like feeling good, yes to like, ooh, what I dream of, And yeah, it's good to also release expectations. I mean, you don't want to hold on to how something is going to unfold or exactly, what your dream house is going to look like. Be open, but also envision things, Envision, make the vision board if you want to, draw if you want to. I'm a big proponent of creativity and art in helping you recognize, get clear, and even manifest what it is that you want in your life, because there is a process there where it's like, oh, I'm actually drawing, like, I'm articulating somehow something inside of me, and so it becomes physical. It becomes out there in the physical world. Or if you're more of a writer, then that's another way to do it. It's a little bit different of an energy, right? But it's also, in a way, the same thing. You're putting it somewhere like where it could be potentially shared, and where you can at least really share it with yourself in another way. And then you're also sharing that whole experience with the divine too. Like when you're drawing, maybe you're drawing you and your beloved and like an embrace, and doing some nice watercolor there or whatever it is. And it's not so much about like what it looks like, if it really looks like him or her and you together, or if the faces look a little weird or whatever, but it really is like that feeling of love behind it, and you getting to experience that as you are doing it. So I really encourage that process in one way or another. It can also just be through photography, going outside and taking some pictures of something beautiful, like even little flowers, and just like having some moments with them and appreciating the love that's there. So whatever works for you, but really, getting stuff into the physical somehow is just like that, sometimes that one extra thing that you need to kind of break your own cycle of not grounding fully into what it is that you're desiring. So that's one way of explaining that, and that's basically going to do it for this reading. So that would be your homework if you care to participate, and check out the links below. My coaching is going to be going up on October 11th, so really encourage you to check that out and get in touch with me if you have any questions. Book your discovery session and all the readings that I do as well. And support yourself, in your twin flame journey. And go deeper there. Choose to value it. When you say yes, like, hey, this is where I'm going to direct my energy. This is where I'm going to direct even your finances have a lot of power, and when you do invest in your twin flame journey, that's like a big like okay to the universe, like this is what this guy or gal is desiring very clearly. And I'm not even joking or just saying that. It's like it really is true. And it's not just about investing money, of course. Like I said, putting your creative energy and putting your time into something is also an investment. And so when you're doing those things and you're you're just doing it, hopefully to do it. Same thing with investing. You're buying a reading because you really want the reading, right? You're not doing it just to be like, hey universe, look at me, like I got the reading, so where's my twin flame? But there is that snapping together there where there's the law of attraction and you really are putting that vibe out there. So yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. And yeah, just keep riding your horse, you know. Be the knight in shining armor and be the victorious maiden. Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, you are the queen or the king of your reality, and it is safe to accept that with the divine, right? So you're doing everything with the divine always, and you can just like feel that in your heart. And if you want to even ask, you know, just take a moment after this reading right now and ask the divine, like, hey, like, what's my next step? Or hey, can you show me a sign today or tomorrow to guide me forward, you know, and see what happens for you there. And yeah, be well, take care. We'll see you again very soon. Really enjoyed doing this reading for you, and have a wonderful week too. Bye.